Tesla CEO Elon Musk is officially the richest person ever, with a net worth of $335 billion. To put that into perspective, he is worth more than Google's co-founder Larry Page and Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg combined, and worth more than the entire GDP of South Africa, his home country. Elon's life is nothing short of what fairy tales are made of. After being literally hours from complete bankruptcy, each company has made Musk a billionaire. 3 companies have each cleared over $1 billion. But he is only human and no different to you and I. So what is his secret? What makes him different?
So I, like Elon Musk, was born in Pretoria, South Africa and attended the same high school as him, Pretoria Boys High School, which gives me a unique insight into his life, at least in his early days. With that being said, here are the 5 lessons that I have learned from Elon Musk growing up in the same city and graduating from the same school as him. So the first lesson is continuous life learning and self-education. Now, it's a known fact that Elon Musk had a difficult upbringing in South Africa. He didn't have many friends. His parents were separated. He was bullied in school regularly. So essentially he threw himself into his books to avoid the hardships of basically everyday life. He seemed to have had a photographic memory in which he read 2 encyclopedias after he ran out of books to read in the library and seemed to remember most of it. So graduating from Pretoria Boys High School myself, I can tell you it's an exceptional school with a rich history and culture. It's an all-boys school, meaning they did not have female students, and as with everything in life having pros and cons, the school could sometimes become difficult for some as a young man in a testosterone-filled environment. Some thrived in that environment, but Musk being more of an academic, I could picture him withdrawing into books more and less into the heavy sports culture offered at the school. I can easily see how this could spur his love for learning and using books to kind of as an escape. Now, Musk was pretty much self-taught in a lot of aspects without a college qualification. I remember in one article when he started SpaceX, which is his rocket company, he didn't have any background in rocket science, and someone actually questioned him about that, and his response was something along the lines of he read a book about it. So that kind of just shows you the mentality that he has. So in today's times, access to information is literally like a superpower. Back in the day, access to knowledge was limited and became outdated very fast depending on obviously the industry. In today's times, you can almost teach yourself everything and anything nowadays. The world is practically your oyster. I myself taught myself web development and how to code websites all online. So Musk has also said that college is basically unnecessary because you can learn anything you want for free in this world and with so much access to it. He also said that he thinks college is basically for fun and it's basically to prove that you can do your chores, but they're not for learning. He says he doesn't consider going to college evidence of exceptional ability. Smart guys who dropped out of college and are still very successful, like Bill Gates, Steve Jobs. Now, I think that rings true to a lot of things. Certain trades and qualifications though do need that experience and obviously certification, qualification, like medical students. You don't want to be operating on people from only reading books and learning online. You probably need a bit more guidance. Anyways. So Musk has also been a big advocate of continuous learning. If you did go to college, education doesn't stop after your qualification. It never stops. Remember, the world advances too. New developments continue every day in almost every single field. A phrase I love is, everything is figure-outable. And this is so true in the context of learning. We tend to idolize very successful, smart people, but remember they were once a child and had to learn and figure out how to do things just like anyone else. For me personally, things feel less attainable knowing I walk the same school corridors as Elon Musk, and that kind of blows my mind to a degree. The second lesson I learned is being a nonconformist and risk taker. But what exactly is a nonconformist? Traditionally, they are thought of as mavericks and risk takers. Musk has gathered a reputation of being a bit of a different type of thinker and paved his own path. He always seemed to defy conventional wisdom, and because of this, he found himself in the hot seat multiple times. Now, to be honest, our school was more of the opposite in terms of conforming. The school was very big on discipline and set standards and ideals. And nothing wrong with this. I just figure Musk not fitting too well into the system in terms of being told what to do and how to do it. You guys let me know if that's what you think he's like in the comments below. Elon Musk is a master at taking risks for what he believes in. When he cashed out on his first success with Zip2, he poured most of his money into his next venture instead of sitting back and retiring. He did this multiple times and almost bankrupted himself. Most people wouldn't play the cards he has, I don't believe, but his big risks have contributed to his success. He would also often take an independent stand apart from his peers and use free thinking to produce the necessary results for success, and got away with it. So I believe within reason, obviously, take risks and think out the box. Try to take a step back and look at life through the unbiased glasses we wear from what we believe to be normal. The third lesson, dream big and think like a kid. So when I was a kid, I had so many grand ideas. One idea was to create a service that allowed you to order any food you wanted from a menu, and basically it would come through the microwave looking thing. Now, this may seem silly, but I had it all figured out. I was trying to convince my dad that it would need to be connected to a sort of centralized kitchen underground running through tunnels around the world. My biggest problem was going to be finding the funding at the time. Needless to say, I can understand why my dad shrugged the idea off and kind of said, great thinking though. Point being, think big. Most people perceive Musk's plans as too far-fetched. This sometimes gave him a madman reputation. But weren't most great men madmen to some degree? Maybe at the time they were seen as madmen because of their time. They were always looking into the future. Musk is different in his motivations from a typical businessman, I think. He puts first the desire to help human mankind with deep empathy. Think of how his companies SolarCity, SpaceX and Tesla all complement each other strategically. This common and ambitious goal all stems from the idea of sustainable living for all humankind. I mean, if that's not big thinking, I don't know what is. He has taught me to keep that kid-like mentality in you. As we grow old, we are shaped into thinking of the 9-to-5 jobs way of life. That's life, we limit ourselves and kill those childlike dreams. So maybe keep a lookout for my microwave restaurant one day. So Musk also left South Africa for better economic opportunities for his dreams. He always wanted to go to America as a young kid because that's where he felt all the cool stuff was happening. He wanted to be where the biggest developments were happening, and South Africa couldn't compete in that stage. I can also kind of get that, and I can see, especially the line of work that he wanted to do and pursue, that's definitely more of the hub. Number 4, people respect Musk for his work ethic and persistence. It's no secret that Elon Musk puts a tremendous number of hours into his work, famously working upwards of 120 hours per week and sharing his opinions that founders need to work 80 plus hours a week. So the school we went to also installed a sense of working hard for what you want. I mean, the word labor is literally in the coat of arms motto in Latin. And to have that work ethic, you truly have to enjoy and believe in what you are doing. Otherwise, you'll be always kind of looking for that time off or break. It's kind of cliche, but as the saying goes, enjoy what you do and you'll never work a day in your life. Now, I don't advocate working yourself sick and burning out, but this shows that Musk truly must believe in what he's doing for mankind to be able to continue such a lifestyle. And in terms of persistence, his ex-wife now Justine had no interest in Elon. She stood him up for their first date, but he wouldn't take no for an answer. He was persistent, and through a friend of hers found out what her favorite ice cream flavor was. He then showed up with it at her place, and the rest kind of is history. So this success through determination became Musk's permanent approach in almost all areas of his life. When faced with obstacle, he never quit and always held on to the beliefs and started his own projects at the very least. Either way, his resilience and unwavering belief are a large part of the reason why Elon Musk is so successful to this day. And now to lesson number 5. Failures are your friend, not the enemy. So Elon Musk has experienced some very adverse situations in terms of his personal life and business. After all, he went through a very public and long divorce process with his previous wife. He stated that this period he was consumed by deep depression. It was the year 2008 when both his companies, SpaceX and Tesla, were weeks away from bankruptcy. My point is, it's not all roses. He has endured difficult times. Look where SpaceX and Tesla are now though. Household names. Take the positives out of your failures and use them to grow yourself. You will become sharper. I opened businesses that have closed since, but learned from those mistakes along the way. Speaking to Fast Company in 2005, Musk argued that while NASA believes failure is not an option, his company does not follow the same reasoning and in fact promotes it because it leads to innovation. Musk has once said failure is an option here. If things are not failing, you are not innovating enough. The same sort of thinking can be said about your comfort zone, I believe. Great things have never come from within your comfort zone. Failures are simply opportunities for growth. Everybody on this planet fails in some way. They just don't like to show it or brag about it. So Elon Musk does not take no for an answer. He's concerned about humanity's survival. He has personality flaws as with everyone. He comes up with ridiculous ideas like sending mice into space and making an electric car faster than a Ferrari, and even accomplishes marrying the same woman twice. But you know what? He is only human like you and I, and proves that anything is possible in life. If not once, maybe even twice. If you like this video, hit that like and consider subscribing to see more like it. Also watch my next video over here on how to write an effective business plan that won't fail you. Who knows, you could be the next Elon Musk.